As you may have heard, Colorado is currently going through the reapportionment and redistricting processes. Generally speaking, reapportionment and redistricting processes define how you are represented in the U.S. House of Representatives and the Colorado General Assembly for the next 10 years. This video will walk you through these important legislative processes and show you how you can get involved. The first process we mentioned is reapportionment. Every 10 years, the U.S. Census Bureau counts every person in the United States through a process called the census. This count gives us a snapshot of how many people there are in the U.S. on any given date and where they live. In response to the census data, the 435 seats of the United States House of Representatives are reapportioned across all 50 states. Based on the state's percentage of total population, each state is guaranteed at least one seat by the Constitution. After each of the 50 states receive a seat, there are 385 seats to assign. Based on the 2010 census results, Colorado will again be apportioned 7 U.S. congressional seats. Next, let's talk about redistricting. As a basic concept, redistricting is pretty simple. The Colorado Constitution mandates that both congressional districts and state legislative districts be redrawn after each reapportionment. This is done in hopes of achieving an accurate representation in both Washington, D.C. and the Colorado General Assembly for Colorado citizens. The Colorado State Constitution has created 2 separate processes for defining both Colorado's 7 congressional districts and Colorado's 100 state legislative districts. Let's take a look at how Colorado's 7 congressional districts are redrawn. Colorado will use Geographic information software to draw each district. The database used will contain data provided by the U.S. Census Bureau and the Colorado Secretary of State. This data includes the population results of the 2010 census and the election results from the 2008 and 2010 elections. The information contained in this database is available from the Colorado Redistricting website located at www.colorado.gov/redistricting. There is no legal deadline for this process, but because 2012 is an election year, potential candidates, county clerks, and voters will want the plan completed before February 2012, in time for precinct caucuses. In 2011, the Colorado General Assembly appointed a 10-member Joint Select Committee on Redistricting to begin redrawing the congressional districts. This Joint Select Committee held public hearings throughout the state to obtain citizen input on congressional district boundaries. To follow this process, go to colorado.gov/redistricting. In addition to the time constraints, there are some other federal requirements that the congressional redistricting plan must meet. Federal law requires that each of the 7 congressional districts be as equal in population as practical. Additionally, the Federal Voting Rights Act requires districts be drawn as to give minority groups an equal opportunity to participate in the political process and to elect representatives of their choice. As a result of state and federal lawsuits, the courts have had to look at some other issues that affect how the General Assembly may draw the districts as well. Those issues are district compactness, contiguity, preservation of county and city boundaries, and the preservation of communities of interest. District compactness is defined to mean the sum of the perimeters of all the districts must be as short as possible. District contiguity means that each district must be composed of contiguous election precincts. Preservation of boundaries means that counties and cities cannot be split unless necessary to achieve equal population. And finally, communities of interest, ethnic, economic, cultural, demographic, trade area, and geographic are to be preserved within a single district whenever possible. Now let's take a look at how state House and Senate legislative districts are created. This is done by the Colorado Reapportionment Commission. The Colorado Reapportionment Commission consists of 11 members. 4 of these members are legislative leaders or their designees. 3 are appointed by the governor, and 4 members are appointed by the Chief Justice of the Colorado Supreme Court. The Commission will meet throughout the summer and develop a preliminary plan depicting legislative districts. The Commission holds public hearings around the states before finalizing the plan. The plan is then submitted to Colorado Supreme Court to determine if all the federal and state laws have been followed. Federal law and the Colorado Constitution have set the following criteria to follow when redrawing district boundaries. The one-person, one-vote mandate requires that the Commission achieve equal population among the districts. The Colorado Constitution defines this mandate as no more than 5% deviation between the most populous district and the least populous district. Additionally, the Commission must also abide by the Federal Voting Rights Act and make sure that the districts are compact, contiguous, and preserve both county and city boundaries, as well as communities of interest. How these districts are drawn defines how you are represented in the U.S. House of Representatives and the Colorado General Assembly for the next 10 years. Your participation is welcomed and encouraged during this process, and constituents are encouraged to send questions, comments, and concerns to the committees or attend a committee hearing. You can visit colorado.gov/redistricting for committee contact information and for committee schedules. You can also directly contact your state senator and/or representative with your concerns about these processes. If you're unsure who is currently representing your district, you can visit colorado.gov and click the My Neighborhoods icon for this information. We encourage you to stay engaged in this process to ensure that your voice is represented. Remember, it's your vote, it's your Colorado, and you're welcome to participate. Thank you for watching.